In the 1981 movie Raiders of the Lost Ark, Indiana Jones faced a similar situation. Upon entering a dimly lit cave, he encountered a golden idol perched on a round, stone pillar. After assessing the situation, he retrieved a small bag of sand from a worn leather satchel. As he carefully removed the idol, he concurrently replaced it with the canvas bag. By swapping the idol with the sand, Indiana gave the pillar what it needed to stay in balance. That was the plan, at least. When I arrived at the conclusion that uncertainty was the best description of absolute truth, I felt a similar desire to replace my continued need for certainty with something else. However, I knew I needed to choose wisely. Returning to the movie, Dr. Jones's swap attempt was miscalculated, which set off a series of traps leading to a narrow escape featuring poisonous darts, a bottomless pit, and a foreboding, iconic boulder. With that warning in mind, I pondered what I could do to effectively replace certainty without introducing similarly harrowing consequences. The day I saw the solar eclipse, I believed it was a creation of God. Today, I'm not so sure. However, something that doesn't change either way is that it was spectacular. Whether a god put matter in motion to create such an incredible event, or whether our universe naturally shook out that way, watching the beautiful white light of the sun's corona encompass the moon's darkened profile was breathtaking. The fact that the alignment was so close to perfect despite the different sizes of the sun and moon was nearly unfathomable. When I consider the two possibilities that could have led to our existence, I likewise find each equally mesmerizing. If there is a God, it created this world without leaving conclusive evidence behind. Even in the absence of something definitive, billions have chosen to believe that a God-created universe is the true story of how we came to be. Humans feel emotions that are often attributed to the supernatural and have non-reproducible experiences that can't always be explained using logic or reason. I've personally felt those feelings and had those experiences. These kinds of events establish a body of evidence that motivates people to believe in God without eliminating the need for a leap of faith. I find the thought of a God who structured the world to have that kind of balance and mystery incredible. I also love considering the implications of being the creation of a higher power. It helps give me a feeling of self-worth and an appreciation for my fellow human beings. The implications of a universe created by a creator fills me with awe. If there isn't a God, then the beautiful world we enjoy sprung up from some kind of unorganized nothingness. How something so incredible came into existence all on its own is a miracle that is beyond my comprehension. Natural forces over billions of years combined to create life, and then allowed life to advance enough to study the very forces that created it. Biodiversity, culture, language, music, art, geological wonders, galaxies that extend trillions of light years away, the list goes on and on. All from nothingness. And the fact that my fellow human beings have sprung up from this nothingness to become such complex, fascinating creatures generates in me feelings of love and appreciation for them. The implications of a universe that formed on its own fills me with wonder. If we can't give our minds what it naturally wants, I believe we can effectively substitute the need for certainty regarding our origins by marveling at our existence. That's the replacement bag I've been using since my worldview shifted and my certainty was removed. As I've reflected on my choice to do so, I've discovered that the canvas bag of sand is more like a small bag of gold that's even more valuable than the idol I was trying to replace. While it may not be an exact substitute, marveling at life provides a distinct advantage over searching for certainty. Marveling is something we can control. Finding certainty is not. Our choice to believe or disbelieve in God has no bearing on which story is ultimately true, and every moment spent trying to know the unknowable is time stolen from more productive uses of our existence. Our choice to marvel, however, is a decision to engage in an activity that yields tangible, practical benefits. By spending time regularly appreciating the wonder of life, we can dramatically improve our overall well-being. While it does not provide assurance regarding how we came to be, marveling heightens our awareness of the moments we are actively experiencing. Using this approach allows us to emphasize a different, but arguably higher form of certainty for the mind. By focusing on the beauty of the present, we more deeply engage in the sureness of what is. This leads to higher levels of fulfillment and satisfaction. Marveling extends much further than considering only how our existence came to be. On a daily basis, we can ponder the implications and backstories of everything about the current moments we are enjoying. We can look at the trees around us and contemplate the differences that make each one unique. We can think about the sunshine they've absorbed and the storms they've been through. We can consider the intricate process of turning light into colorful leaves and twisting branches. We can examine the shapes, smells, and colors of the flowers that line our sidewalks or bloom in expansive valleys. We can think about the bees that gather nutrients from them, and then perform intricate dances to relay the exact coordinates of pollen to others in the hive. We can gaze at the sky and appreciate the innumerable variations in the patterns of clouds. We can admire the sparkling stars that shine so far away from us. We can look at the ground and think of the life-giving potential of the soil beneath our feet. We can swim in the ocean and consider the gravitational pulls that create tides and waves. We can hike to the tops of mountains and think about glaciers that carve their jagged edges. We can breathe in deeply and appreciate the perfect mix of elements in the air that allows sentient existence to exist. We can spend our days in deep contemplation and amazement of all the spectacular elements of life. We can also marvel at all the creations of humankind. We can be inspired by art, music, architecture, dance, language, and culture. We can examine religious systems and appreciate their rites, rituals, and practices. We can reflect on the benefits of social structures like governments that provide order to society. We can think about our friends and family members, enjoy what makes them each unique, and consider how lucky we are to spend time with them. If we do this correctly, our minds can return to a more childlike state that's regularly figuring things out instead of assuming that we already know. We can stop taking the world at face value and point our focus towards appreciating how it became so incredible. Filling our minds with these considerations enriches the certainty we feel for the present moment and increases our feelings of gratitude. We're better able to stay grounded in the now and savor what we observe and experience. As we do this, we gain positive shifts in our well-being and can fall in love with reality just for the grandeur that it holds. As an exercise, consider the wonder and backstory of something you experienced today. Imagine you're doing it for the first time. Explore every aspect of it. Think about how it came to be. Carefully observe the sights, smells, tastes, sounds, and feelings it brings you. Process whatever you're doing the same way an infant would when exposed to it for the first time. Simultaneously, force your mind to consider that there will come a day when you'll experience that thing for the last time. Force your mind to consider that the last time could come at any moment. Let that thought drive a deeper appreciation for whatever it is you're doing. When you're actively exploring everything about your experience as though you've never done it before, contemplating its backstory, and also considering the finite opportunities you'll have to do it, you're marveling. After spending a few minutes marveling today, marvel again tomorrow, and then do it again the next day. Keep doing this every day for at least a little while and think about how it makes you feel. Stay curious and thoughtful. Be grateful for whatever you're experiencing. Process information the way you did when you were younger and had to figure something out for the first time. Don't let your brain tell you that it already knows. Force it to think. I understand that if life is currently challenging, it may be hard to want to do this. Do it anyway. If you look hard enough, you'll be able to find something that amazes you every day. No amount of wealth or status is required. In many ways, having fewer material distractions makes it easier to keep our attention focused on the things in life that provide the most richness. Regardless of our economic background, we can marvel at almost anything around us, completely free of charge. If we can gain such rich benefits from imagining ourselves doing things for the first time, consider the added reward of actually doing and experiencing new things throughout our lives. By living an active, thoughtful life, we can continuously learn and grow. Regularly pursuing new knowledge and experiences should be a natural byproduct of the sense of wonder we gain as we marvel at the world we live in. As I've re-examined the world through this new backdrop, I've learned things that have shifted my views on several important topics. The next few lectures discuss 3 specific subjects that I believe we can understand more completely when they are viewed through the lens of uncertainty and marvel. Given that background, let's continue by discussing the concepts of purpose, morality, and love within the framework described to this point.